House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during our solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
White Glove Exotic Services is St. Louis's first concierge vehicle service center. Alex David's team is passionate, certified technicians. They have industry-leading tools and equipment. They do it all. They pick up and deliver your car, hands-free. Plus, they have elite detailing service, customized PPF wraps and tinting, and inspection and titling assistance. White Glove also specializes in logistics and storing options, vehicle listings, and consignment. White Glove Exotic Services. Check them out at cancelthisshow.com. Kathy L. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local athletes to injured workers and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com, DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
And welcome to Cancel This, everybody. Happy Tuesday. March 7th is the date. I'm Vic Faust with Tab of the Hats, Scotty Gerken on the boards, Eric Johnson on his way in. And if there was ever a day of content, we have it, but of course we say that every day. Broadcasting to you live out of the Show Me State, St. Louis, Missouri. We are a national live TV audio podcast, of course, cancelthisshow.com. Like, subscribe, jump in, let us know how things are going. If you have story ideas, you can bring that in as well. Of course, you know what we do here: news headlines, politics, interview, society, and cancel culture education. Love it when you jump in. Lizzie Sparks, of course, running our social media. She's all over the chat line, making sure that you're in. She loves getting those stars. If you have stars, bring them up, send them to us. Hey, by the way, you can always donate as well and help freedom of speech, what we try to do here to keep this broadcast going. Cancelthisshow.com from a laptop. You click on the donate button in the upper right-hand corner. If you're on your mobile phone, you click on the menu once you're on the site, and it's there for you as well. But we're ready to come in today. Oh, boy, do we have a show for you. We've got a Hershey's video. Jeremy, have you ever seen Jeremy's Razors commercials?
Yes.
All right. Jeremy made a chocolate bar. Jeremy made a chocolate bar because Hershey's came out with a transgender woman for Women's Day. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. Also, Al Watkins, St. Louis-based attorney. He's going to join us sometime between 8:20, 8:30. He's got a court case, but he has all of a sudden been thrown back into the news. And for a man of Al Watkins' nature who loves to be in the media, he has got to be happy because the shaman, who he came and spoke to us about 2 weeks ago, in some senses, Tabitha, I would say this man has been vindicated by video. We're going to get into this.
Cannot wait.
We're going to get into that. So Al Watkins is going to call us. We're going to show you video that was released on Tucker Carlson on Fox News. It's part of the video dump that we have been waiting for, that the January 6th committee, they just forgot about that. They didn't want to show everybody the video. With that being said, Elon Musk weighing in on the Nancy Pelosi and fake conservatives who were on that committee as well. Elon Musk jumping in after seeing the video, talking about how January 6th committee and how people will not, and I repeat, will not, and should not be brought into any sort of bad situation. With that being said, we've also got, if that wasn't enough, we've got a mom. And I love this video. I'm glad Scott showed it to us. You still have a situation where kids are not being allowed to wear MAGA shirts into high schools. Is that really that big of a deal?
Or God shirts, or a lot of other things. It's
oh my
insane.
Word. And if that wasn't enough, Kim Gardner's national story continues to be a national story. You've got, I mean, this is blowing my mind. The president of a George Soros linked organization saying maybe we've gone too far. Hello. That's why canceled.
Maybe.
Well, Tabitha, cause stop it. You're always so negative.
Maybe they've gone too far.
Tabitha, the fact that they're actually even saying things, this has been unheard of. That's part of why cancelthisshow.com began, to be able to speak freely, to say the things that are happening in this country, get out in front of it, give you a platform, give you your voice. We're really not some controversial show. You heard the name Cancel This. We're not controversial, and you guys know that. We're trying to have honest conversations, which is why
truth is controversial these days, unfortunately.
It can be, but you know the evidence, the issues, we're not controversial.
I don't consider it controversial. No. I consider it one of the only sources of actual truth in this country. But unfortunately, to the far left, truth is controversial.
It can be, but when you break down what we're saying, the stories we're doing, the interviews we're bringing in, Democrats, Republicans, independents, entertainers, actors, politicians, you name it, we're bringing the people in here for the guest to talk about everything. So with that, we say good morning. Welcome into the show. Remember to always share the show, like the show, cancelthisshow.com, subscribe across all the platforms. We appreciate it when you do that as well. Okay, with that being said, as we get in and wait for Al Watkins to give us a call, because he could call as early as 8:20, we have to talk about this. Tucker Carlson releasing video. Part of the video that they showed the shaman, the man that he represented, who is literally behind bars right now, being escorted by police very calmly all around, as if there are tour guides during January 6th. Now, I have a problem with people who went into the Capitol. However, if you get caught up in the moment, as you said, Tabitha, people may forget about what is legal, what is not. But if police are saying, hey, you can come on in, enjoy the Capitol. It's nice and warm. It's a cold day outside.
But we always knew that was the case, because, you know, in the beginning days of January 6th, as the event unfolded, the days after January 6th, all of these videos were being released all across these different platforms. And if you were like me, you were out there watching these videos, you were searching for these videos. Back then, I saw the video of the shaman and a couple other folks being peacefully escorted around the Capitol building.
It's insane.
But what's so crazy about it is a lot of those videos disappeared from the media. So many of us, like me, we always knew the truth about January 6th. We always knew. Now, there were some violent folks, but
that's the problem.
Over 90% of the people, even who went into the Capitol building, even if they didn't think they were supposed to be in there, they were still peaceful. They were staying on the carpet. They were staying within the ropes. And they were coming in. They were taking selfies with Capitol police officers. They had Capitol police officers and security officers walking them through the building. And the shaman in particular, there was a very early video, maybe on day 2 after January 6th, where they showed him coming into the Capitol building with an escort.
Walking
slowly,
slowly
walking
smiling,
in,
taking pictures.
And we've always known this. And what frustrates me so much is this isn't newly released video. That video has always been there. It's always been there. It's not new.
It was in back.
It's not new.
Yeah, exactly. But it was in back channels.
Exactly.
It was in back channels.
But all the truth is in back channels, isn't it? All the truth is in back channels.
A lot of it is. But the problem with the whole situation with that is also and yeah, go ahead and play it, Scott. Let's go ahead and show
Absolutely.
it. We'll play it again when Al gives us a call. This is a
dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies.
Look at that.
Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th. The industry.
Okay, that was freaking amazing. Now, Tabitha, here's the thing. I've seen video, and I saw it in the days after the shaman as well, but I didn't see all of that video. And
I never saw the entire clip, but I saw parts of this
because
video.
I was told that video that Fox showed last night, parts of that video have never been seen before.
Parts of it I've not seen, but parts of it I have seen. And not only have I seen parts of him walking down the hallway being escorted by these security officers, but I've also seen them walking him into the chamber, the main chamber. And a lot of us have seen that video where they come in and he's just standing there. And the security guys are kind of laughing with him, playing around. You know, they're all like, okay, maybe we should get going now and let's leave. But it wasn't like, you got to get out. You're not supposed to be here. It was like, come on, maybe, let's get out of the chamber. Let's go somewhere else.
I hope and pray to God that there is a whole lot more video of anybody who has had to go to prison, who's had their lives turned upside down. If you go in, you broke the law. Okay, but they should not be sentencing anybody to max limits. It is insane. That video shows you this is wrong, and it is an absolute farce of what's happening in our. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. That video of the shaman should piss you off that this guy's behind bars, and nobody better to talk about that than his attorney, Al Watkins, nationally known. You took on this case, Al. Your client's behind bars. You see that video. How does it make you feel?
I'm appalled. I am absolutely appalled. The fact of the matter is, we have in this world, in this republic, basic fundamental rights. And one of the most important, vital rights that we all as Americans rely on, that we have shed blood to ensure that we maintain, is the right to garner evidence, all evidence, good evidence, bad evidence from the government. And when the government decides they're going to ignore constitutional rights, case law, Brady rules, and hide from an accused evidence which demonstrates that a defendant did not do or act in a way that the government is alleging, that is more vile than anything in the world. It insults all of us. It insults those who have fought and died for our rights. It insults those of us who have fought dearly to be advocates for those who are accused. It is so pathetic. And when I was on your show last, I said it was a good thing that McCarthy gave those videos, gave that footage to Tucker. And now, whether you like him or whether you disdain him, he has done the greatest favor to our nation that you can ever imagine. Calling out a Department of Justice that just plain ignored their duty.
And worse than that, Al, it wasn't just that the shaman spent time in jail or that other January 6ers spent time in jail. They were denied their right of due process, their constitutional right of due process, their constitutional right to a speedy trial. They were not able to see their attorneys. They were sitting in solitary confinement 23 hours a day without any hygienic practices. It's traumatizing, and our government should be sued over what happened to these people.
A lawsuit is not enough.
It's not enough.
A lawsuit is not enough. They have gone to every one of us and carved out of our bodies, our hearts, our democracy, our rights, from a constitution to a statute to case law. They've done everything in the world to actually support the proposition that they were trying to suppress. They lied, they cheated, and now they're caught.
Al, had you seen this video before?
No. I had miles and miles of video footage. I watched all of it. I asked the assistant U.S. attorney in person, have you given us all the video? I wrote letters requesting all the video. I filed motions requesting all the video. And despite all of that, and even though I didn't have to do any of that, I received the assurance that, oh yeah, we've given you everything. Not so.
Will your client be exonerated? Where do you take this?
Well, what it does is it alters the mix. You have to remember, Jacob Chansley was being held like an animal in solitary confinement with a mental health disability for months and months and months on end, with no end in sight. And he had to make a decision. Did he want to live or die? Did he want to enter into a plea? And if he did, that had to be based on all evidence, good and bad. And when you alter that mix, when you as the government decide what you're going to give and not give, it just compromises the integrity of our entire democracy. When a government, by and through its attorney general in charge of the Department of Justice, through right down the line to the Trenchman in trial, the assistant U.S. attorneys, they knew, they had to know, and they didn't care.
Not only did they not care, but what accountability on the media. You know, a lot of these videos, and portion of one of the videos we just watched, these were online in the couple of days after January 6th. But you know what? The media suppressed these videos. Different platforms deleted these videos. A lot of the truth has always been out there, but they didn't want the American people to know. The media squashed these videos. They deleted them from their platforms because they didn't want the American people to know the truth. And the media needs to be held accountable as well.
Well, there's no doubt about that. We worked our level best to get as much video footage out there as we could, not just to the court, but to the public. And, you know, we had to fight long and hard. Remember, the government was characterizing Jake Chansley as being a violent leader of an insurrection.
And he was really not.
And anything further from the truth, you couldn't make up.
Al, where do you go from here? I mean, what options are available to you and Jacob?
Well, you know, first of all, I have to applaud McCarthy. I have to applaud Tucker. I have to tell you that I do have faith in America, in Americans, people like you who are out there getting the word out, that are exposing the truth and doing so under tremendous pressure for years and years. And we have to make sure that whatever needs to be done, whether it be in the form of an application for a writ or some other method or means by which to bring to the court's attention the injustice that has occurred, because this judge is a great judge. Judge Royce Lambert, very learned man. I guarantee you, he is blowing coffee through his nose this morning. He does not like being messed with, and the government messed with him.
Yes.
Wow. Al, one other thing before you get going this morning, unless you had something, Tabitha. What do you think is going on with other clients, maybe clients of yours or other attorneys that you know, with people who are behind bars?
Still behind bars.
Do you think
Still.
there's other recourse for them?
Yeah, there are. I would be filing motions to dismiss. I would be filing motions to sanction the government. I would file civil lawsuits. I would wreak havoc on those who literally stole from us our democracy. You can argue about Trump all you want. That's malarkey compared to anything that in your wildest dreams you could try to characterize Trump as having done. Nothing compares to this vile theft of our democracy.
Yeah, but do you have anything else we let him go?
No, Al, I'm just going to say thank you for standing up.
My pleasure. And keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Of course, if anybody needs to talk to Al, as he says, he likes to be in the media. His name's everywhere. Google him, look him up. You'll find Al if you need to get in contact with him or his firm. Al, thanks
Thank you, Beck.
for everything going on. All right, that was the attorney.
I'm so glad we got to talk to Al today.
No, I mean
I cannot believe he's never seen that video.
That blew my mind. It gave me chills when he said that.
And when he said no, I went, "Oh my God, that is insane."
And that's why, that's exactly.
How can he defend his client?
You can't. And that's what I'm saying. These people on the January 6ers, they were denied their constitutional right to a fair trial, to due process, to a whole number of constitutional violations. You know why? Because people on the far left, they see the Constitution as a suggestion. It's just a suggestion to them. And to think there are people right now still sitting in jail because of January 6th. Think of the countless people who lost their jobs, who lost family members over this, in the price that they had to pay. And all along, the truth was there. They just didn't want us to see it. And Vic, you coming from media, how do you feel about the media? And I'm talking about national media suppressing this information.
I was in it. I was in it when it all happened.
I remember,
I was sick to my stomach because I was like, I was seeing the other videos because I'm sorry. And like I've said, there's a lot of really good people who I've worked with in local news over 24 years, all over the place. Detroit, St. Louis, Tulsa, Columbia, St. Joseph, you name it. A lot of really good people.
People are asking to see this video again.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and play it?
You
guys,
real quick.
I'm going to turn the sound off. You guys
turn the sound off
over it. Yeah.
And the problem that we had, Tabitha, is that management people, news directors, GMs, ownership groups are always so afraid. Oh no, we can't offend somebody. Oh no, we could get sued. Oh no, we're going to keep this on the down low. I specifically asked, why can't we show all the video, everything, and let people make up their own mind?
That's exactly it. You just said the most
there
important
may have
sentence.
been one other person at my previous station that felt as if I did. Maybe one. Everybody, I was specifically told on several occasions, Vic, pick your battles. Just pick your battles. That was coming from another co-anchor who'd been around for a long time.
I remember how frustrating it was to you because you always wanted the truth.
Vic, pick your battles. You just got to collect that paycheck, pick your battles, and just move on. And that's unfortunate. Yeah, Scott, are you showing that video now?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's still behind
bars.
There's
another lady behind him just walking through freely as well.
And there's another guy with a flag. And there's other video out there, like I said, very similar to this, and a clip of that's out there or was out there. What happened to it? We'll never know. I guess the platforms deleted it.
Someone made a comment like, well, they were busy stopping other people from breaching the Capitol. And I'm thinking,
oh yeah.
No, there weren't. There was like 12 cops in the hallway.
Well, the other issue about this, which we haven't touched on yet today, is the fact that there's got to be video of insiders. And when I say insiders, we say Antifa. Tabitha's talked about RevCom, if you don't know who they are. You've also got, I mean, literally in video, there's videos and sounds. We're going to start stuff, quotes. We're going to get this going.
At this. All those police officers.
And
if he was a problem, he wouldn't be doing that.
He would not be doing that. He would
and
not
where
be doing
is
that.
Ray Epps?
Exactly.
I want to remind him, don't ever forget Ray Epps, the man who was on right after the man who was on the FBI's most wanted list. Oh, and then he was taken off and nowhere to be found to this day, March 2023.
And, there's a video that I saw. I'm sure a lot of you have also seen it. Vic, I know you've seen it. And it was probably towards the end of this, where these security guards or Capitol Police officers escort the shaman and a couple other people into the chamber. And you see them standing there and they're all talking. They go back by the speaker's desk and they're talking back there. And the security guards are very at ease. They're standing there, they're talking. They're like, all right, guys, let's move along, or let's go, or let's leave, or I don't know, something along those lines. And then you see an Antifa, what I assume is an Antifa person, wearing a black helmet, dressed in all black, rappel down from the top of the chamber. Do you remember seeing that video? It's probably
I'm trying to remember.
Still out there, but you can see the black helmet, and then the video kind of cuts away, so you don't see all of it. I mean, there was so much going on that day, and you can't tell me that they were worried about the shaman going around. I mean, come on, they're escorting the guy, and they escorted so many other people too. There's so much footage out there showing police escorting. And Scotty, to what you said about Capitol Police officers just standing around, and Vic, to what you said about how people in the comment land are saying, oh, if they were so busy, then they should have been out there trying to keep people out, etc. There's a video of probably 30, 40, 50 Capitol Police officers just sitting. Did you say that on an upper level roof or terrace or something?
It looked like a terrace.
A terrace. And they're just sitting there relaxed.
They're being
smoking,
they're being
hanging
asked.
out. Nothing's happening.
Well, they were asked. I think it was a video that I saw. But for all of us, and I'm just telling you, Tabitha, you think everybody thinks like you do because, hey, we're around like-minded people. But the majority of Americans still don't know.
It's because the media suppresses it.
Exactly. The video where you see a man, and it came out on Fox News in the last month when all of this started to come full circle, thanks to Kevin McCarthy, where you see a man begging police for help. Do something. Go do something. Stop this before it becomes a big ordeal. You're here to help. And police are just standing there like, yeah, no big deal. Capitol Police, who put a big charade on for everybody when they were questioned. And oh my God, we fought for our lives that day. Really? Really? Really?
And there was some violence. There was some violence.
That's the problem I had, is that there
was.
And not just insiders that you would say. There were people, hardcore Trump, who lost their emotions.
There were a couple of Capitol Police officers that I know were injured because I saw the video of them being injured. One of them was being squeezed between a door. Obviously, Ashley Babbitt lost her life. We have Roseanne Boylan who lost her life. There were two people who did die that day.
It's sad. We're going to keep you posted on what happens now, because wouldn't you think Jacob would have everything exonerated taken away after that?
It'll never happen.
But okay, now you sound like me. It'll never happen. Never happen. Never happen.
I don't see how it can't happen.
But when you have video like this, Tabitha, and an attorney like Al Watkins and a judge that he just said is like that, I don't know.
He's sitting there praying in front of the police officers, thanking them for letting him in.
I agree with you guys.
I don't see any way he's not exonerated.
I hope and pray that you both are correct. I hope he is exonerated. I hope that he's given restitution for the trauma that he had to endure in solitary confinement, along with so many others.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Well, no, it's not going to happen
because he walked into the Capitol illegally.
I don't agree with you on that one. That's a point we've always disagreed on. I don't think he entered the Capitol illegally. I think I saw, and many of us saw the video of them opening the door. The doors are magnetic. They pushed the button. They opened the door. They removed barricades and they let people in. And while I've said before, I wouldn't have gone in, but at the same time, a lot of people, I understand, that's mob mentality. They lift the barricades, they open the doors, and people are going to go in.
I do feel he will be exonerated. The video, like Scott was saying, it's too much. It is too much evidence that was intentionally withheld. Now the other side can say, oh, well, we didn't know about it. That may exonerate them, keep them from federal charges. He won't get any money. But at this point in time, I think he just wants to get out. He wants to not have that hanging over him. I know his attorney, Al Watkins, doesn't want to have him hanging over him. And a feather in the cap of Al Watkins for
absolutely
looking at the evidence, looking at the video that he did have, still fighting for this man. And on top of it all, is lied to by opposing counsel. You said a United States assistant attorney. Oh, yeah, you got everything. Yeah. And then now we find out that he lied.
Does that surprise you?
No, that doesn't surprise me. What I would be surprised is if he is not exonerated. In time, he will be exonerated. He will not get any money because, that where's it going to come from? You can't prove if something was intentionally withheld. The only thing that we know now that was intentionally held was Nancy Pelosi and her January 6th committee. They had access to the video.
Yes, they did.
Including the 2 fake Republicans. And I'm sorry, if you want to make this a Democrat-Republican thing, Democrats, you have no leg to stand on this. You just don't. Accept it. Hey, your people let you down. Your people let Americans down. Your people let these people down. They screwed up. They intentionally screwed up. There is no argument from a Democratic standpoint. There just isn't. I wish there was. And if there was, we would love you to tell us, but there's not. And thank God, Kevin McCarthy is in the position he is to share the video he is doing now with outlets like Fox for showing the things that they're showing. Because if you don't see this video, we're all left wondering, oh, really? Well, what could have happened? What did happen?
And Mike Todd on the comment line, he said they shouldn't have been there, period. Regardless of your thoughts of the Capitol Police and their inaction, they shouldn't have been there anyway. He said the video is even more proof that he was breaking the law by being inside. And Mike, you couldn't be more wrong. In my opinion.
And I back Mike.
That's I know you do, yeah. And I don't agree with that because for one, the Capitol is the people's house. We have every right to be there. And they opened the door. They lifted the barricades. They invited people in. They were giving this guy an escort through the building, and not just him. There's video of many others too. They were taking selfies with these people. The majority of Capitol Police officers were not scared. They were giving tours, and most of these people
they were giving that videos. You're right.
And most of these people were peaceful. They were coming through the Capitol building. You see them walking through the rotunda area in a straight line, staying within the ropes. They were very peaceful for the most part.
I do agree with Sherry. I just looked down at our comment line. Sherry says, Vic, they planned this. Well, clearly.
Of course it was planned.
Clearly this was planned because it was too orchestrated, too calm. Hey, let's just walk around these violent people. We're just going to give them their own tours. We're going to make this guy, he's got horns. We're going to make him the face of January 6th. And that's exactly what we did in local media. Since you guys asked me about local media things, guess who we were focusing on now that I remember that day? It was a shaman.
You know why?
They were showing video of the horned guys.
Because they want that to represent Republicans and Trump supporters. They want Trump supporters to look like absolute lunatics and that we're trespassers and that we're violent. And that's why he became the face of January 6th.
Look, here's the problem, is that on January 6th, there were so many Trumpers with guns and weapons and the people that brought the fireworks in and the Molotov cocktails. Those are the guys that really should be prosecuted, is all of the people.
And they're not.
And the females that brought in shotguns and blew open Nancy Pelosi's door, and they walked into the Senate and took all the senators and representatives hostage. Those are the guys that should be prosecuted.
Okay, go backtrack a little bit. Did you say women with shotguns?
Yes.
Who had shotguns?
I don't know.
I remember seeing some guns, but I didn't know if it was Antifa, Revcom, Trumpers outside the Capitol. I didn't see guns inside the Capitol.
I did not see any guns inside the Capitol.
I think I was being facetious.
Oh, okay.
See,
that makes more sense. Because I'm like, Vic and I are like, wait a minute.
I was trying
but somebody's believing it.
Did you see how that
so you
sounded?
got to watch what you say.
Did you see how that sounded? I was being facetious. The only thing I saw was somebody with a blunt object smashing in a window to get into
Antifa.
And I don't know who that was. But
you can't prove it.
But
you can't prove it.
I just wanted to show you how stupid it sounds. There's a couple other pieces I'm sure you guys have touched on. Josh Hawley was not.
We have not hit Josh yet, and that's the other part of this.
Josh Hawley was not scurrying for his life. As a matter of fact, he was bringing up the rear. And did anybody see this? Was this ever released? It looked like the narrative was Josh Hawley was trying to jump ship because he was scared and running for his life. As a matter of fact, they showed video of Josh Hawley running down the hallway, and it was embarrassing. Look at this coward running out of the Capitol. No, he was actually bringing up the rear of a bunch of senators and representatives running out of the building. He was the last guy, and they laughed at him at the January 6th hearing, and they made that a big display as Josh Hawley was doing something nefarious. Number two, the cop that they said was killed, that they put on display in the rotunda as he was cremated, he was alive. He was not killed that day.
The only person killed that day was Ashley Babbitt, and then we had Roseanne.
I'm trying to remember her name. I know.
I just said it 2 seconds. Boylan.
But the problem is when national media gets a hold of something and a Democratic agenda, I'm sorry, it became political very quickly. And then you're like, well, if they died because of talking about Capitol Police officers. Because of fighting going on, and they had a heart attack, and it was because of that.
And that could happen any day on the job if that's the case, because what you do.
That was one of the cases.
That's what you do as a police officer. You could respond to a fight tonight at any part of the city, has nothing to do with politics or the Capitol building, and it could cause you to have a heart attack.
Where's Liz Cheney this morning? Is she having coffee with Dick?
Exactly.
In Wyoming or wherever the hell she is riding bareback naked through the woods. Is she formulating an apology saying, I never knew. I am very sorry for what I did with the January 6th hearing. This is completely outrageous. Is she doing that right now?
You're being a smart ass again.
I am. I'm seriously.
And being sarcastic.
I'm being facetious. I'm just being facetious.
And what about AOC's lies? Remember her flat out lied, saying she was in the Capitol building and scared for her life, and she was not even there. She was not even in that building that day. She flat out lied. Remember her testimony? Oh, they were banging on the door, and I was scared for my life, and none of it was even true.
I never understood. And then what's that? Kissinger, whatever his name is. Adam
Kissinger.
Is he formulating something with his PR people today to say I was rused? And I demand a complete apology for this January 6th debacle.
Well, we have to remind people,
I can't stand that guy.
Remember, Kevin McCarthy gave a list of Republicans to Nancy Pelosi for the committee to make it legit, to make it a legitimate bipartisan committee. She refused and took the two who hated Trump because she knew something could happen if she had legitimate Republicans on the J6 committee. So it was a plan. She brought two fake Republicans, Adam and Liz, onto the committee. They had access to all this video. So don't you ever, ever, ever forget that these two fake Republicans, the turncoats, the evil of the evil, it's better to know your enemy than to think you have somebody on your team and they're stabbing you in your back.
Yeah.
These two are the worst of anybody. You, Liz, you, Adam, and don't let anybody forget what they did. This affects people's lives. I mean, this is massive. People are behind bars because of them.
But you know what? It's not about these people. Just like Trump often says, it's not about them. It's about us.
Well, it's about the media. What media? I don't care if it's high school media. I don't care if it's the Tabitha Hassel radio show or the Vic Faust on Channel 2. What media actively in public comes out and says, how dare you try to release the rest of this video?
Exactly.
What media? I don't care if you're MSNBC.
I haven't heard that. Who said that?
MSNBC said that this is just going to be a freak show.
Oh my God.
CNN's waving their hands and they don't want it. They're like, we're done with this. We've had our discussion. This is just going to add.
You just let them continue to fall down the scale. Nobody's.
Right.
I mean, when I say nobody, nobody's watching.
What media goes out and says, we're done here? We don't want any more information about this thing. We're just done. What media doesn't want to get to the bottom of a story? My God. Talk about democracy dying in darkness. Jeez.
Well said, Eric.
Eric, it's not, like I was trying to say, it's not about us. I mean, it's not about them. It's not about the January 6ers. It's about us. Because you know what the whole point of this was? They wanted to show us, the rest of us, that if you stand up for your rights, if you stand up against the government, we will put you down. We will put you in jail. We will put you in prison in solitary confinement. We will not allow you to see your attorneys. We will not allow you to have basic hygienic practices. We will not feed you the food that you should have. And let this be a lesson to all of you not to come to Washington, D.C. again. Never stand up for your rights, because
that's what it is.
We will ruin your lives if you do.
That's what it is. It's a deterrent. This whole thing has been a deterrent for what their agenda is. And if you stand up against what we're trying to do, you will see what happens to you. And that's what because I always wake up and I go, God, we're in the greatest country of the world. We can say whatever we want. We can protect ourselves. We have competent governments, state, local, and federal, that basically are here to protect us. My God, that might not be the truth. That's scary.
It is scary.
And then you ask yourself, well, where do you go on the planet? Where do you go on the planet where you are
not the United States anymore?
Where
not
your government
Canada.
is an advocate for you, not an advocate against you.
Is there a place of freedom anymore? I don't even know if there is. I don't know. Because we were the last refuge, and
I think we need to get our president on the record. I think we need to get our congressman on the record, and I think we need to say, what's her name? What's the little Jean-Pierre? What is her name? I can never remember her name.
Corrine.
You say, Corrine, we respect you. Get the hell out of here right now. As a matter of fact, go open that door and bring your boss in here immediately. We have to talk to him.
No, I'm serious. She's been caught lying so many times. It's not, Eric. I love you. I love your passion. I love your wanting truth to be out there, for people to do what's right, to stand up and admit they're wrong, to accept responsibility. But we don't have that in politics, and we're never going to have it. And you see another example of this with Nancy Pelosi, the fake January 6th committee, Jacob Chansley behind bars still. Al Watkins coming on and joining us this morning to talk about this. The fact that you had a U.S. district attorney tell him, yeah, you've got everything. And then this video comes out and Al has to hear it and see it on Fox News with Tucker and join us to talk about it. And as an attorney thinking, my God, I was just lied to by the United States of America.
Yeah.
And I've got a guy behind bars.
I wonder if Tucker listens to this show. This is a direct access to Al. The actual, this would be a good show point to send. Scotty, I don't know if we can do that. Can we email this to the producers at Tucker? Because Tucker seems to be on a mission.
Of course we can.
And I'm not that we're just a podunk little podcast compared to his millions and millions of viewers every night. But it seems like Al has.
We don't have a million viewers yet.
It sounds like Al has something to say.
I think they'll have him on. I guarantee Al called them immediately. He just joined us first because we were able to get on. The video came down last night.
Yeah.
Al saw it. We jumped in. Al wanted to be on the show. So we had Al on the show to talk about his client and to talk about just the brutality in which he and Jacob have been treated with. It's nothing but brutal what has happened to them and what they're doing.
This is the reason why I came in on January 7th and said this was really bad.
You did. Yeah.
I was like, this sucks, because these guys were sightseers. We all knew it.
You were questioning conservatives big time that day.
I was like, you guys are idiots. Why did you give them? You just fell into their trap. They're going to use this thing forever and ever and ever. It did you no good. And someone said the other day, they go, Trump would have had zero competition getting a second nomination to be president if this never happened.
I don't agree with that. And the reason why, Eric, not because I disagree with you personally, but
Dominion.
I don't agree with it because he never had a chance. Regardless of this, he never had a chance. But this was orchestrated as one more attempt to put him down, to take him out. But more than anything, it was orchestrated to come after us because we finally were making some ground and realizing that we are the majority. We were realizing our power. Look how many people were there that day. 99.9% of the people that were there that day, over 1 million people, were peaceful. They were chanting and singing patriotic songs, and very few people were the instigators.
Yeah, shame on Capitol Police. Shame on the whole situation. Everybody going with whether Capitol Police knew what was going on or not. I don't know. We don't know, but they take orders.
And
somebody gave them orders to let the shaman walk around and show him, let him go in and pray. The dude was praying. He was praying.
So dangerous. Dangerous.
What day was it that the cop was laid in rest in the rotunda? What day was that? I know it was before Biden was inaugurated, but he was laying in state. Maybe it was after
theater. It was all.
What day was theater? I mean,
it was all theater.
This guy was alive. He wasn't even doing anything. He was directing traffic. The cop that they said was killed.
No police officers were killed.
I would love to know how he died, what happened. I would love to know the answer to this question. I think that's the other thing that I'm kind of going, because they used him as a prop, a dead guy.
It was all theater.
A dead guy as a prop. And who was the guy or the doctor or the whatever that put him in the middle of this thing and have an American president come and salute? Who was that?
Well, it wouldn't have been a doctor. That would have been a political agenda, not a doctor.
Yeah.
All of the doctors actually came out, including the family members of all these police officers, and said it had nothing to do with January 6th, had nothing to do with it. Even the police officer that was in the scuffle with someone and that ended up dying, he was tear gassed. Even his medical report said it had nothing to do with January 6th. He died of a heart attack, completely unrelated. He had a blockage.
Yeah, and I'm asking these questions. I'm just being inquisitive. I'm literally I'm not mad.
Legitimate question.
I know you're not. They're legitimate questions.
Absolutely. I'm like, if anybody works in the government and we're based, I'm saying this, if this happened to the left, if you had a bunch of left, liberals coming into the road and they were mistreated like this, I would be saying exactly the same thing.
Scott, can we show the video one more time without sound? I mean, I know we've shown it twice. We've taken a lot of time on this topic today because there were so many things, and we still have a lot to cover in hour number 2. I mean, a lot. The content today is absolutely incredible. But as Eric's talking, asking questions, once again, you just see this violent man walking around the Capitol.
And the other violent folks with him. Eric, I want you to ask, why was Ashley Babbitt shot? Why don't you ask that question?
Talk about that because we don't.
Why was she shot?
She was shot because she was at a barricaded door. Apparently, wasn't she? And
was she armed?
Secret Service? And
nope.
No, I don't.
She was not armed.
You know what? You're right. I don't have the.
She was shot through a window.
That violent man. Look, and go to the left, and just come on up here, wherever you want to go.
You almost have to. You almost have to just surreally watch
there.
It
almost looked like they were following him, and then they're in front of him here.
Now they opened his door.
Well, they looked like they were following him, maybe to see if he was going to do something, but that's not the case. Like they're walking with him. Like there's no violence here. There's no threat.
There's no.
No, they could have stopped him right here. But here's a guy with an American flag.
Look at them all.
Oh my God! I didn't even see that part.
I mean, you can't make this up.
No.
And this was withheld from not only Al Watkins, the shaman's attorney. This was
and he opened the door
from America, including him praying right there. Yeah, praying for the police officers in the building. We're showing for our audio listeners today. We've been showing video, so we're giving commentary of video that's playing when you hear that go down. So I just had to show that again.
Is there more video that he's releasing, or did they pretty much cherry pick this?
I don't know, but I can't wait to see where it goes from here because we got this video. The fact that the shaman's attorney didn't have this, the American people didn't have this, but Nancy Pelosi and the January 6th committee had it.
And we did too. Like Alex said, he's like, wait, is this what was released yesterday? I saw most of this in 2020.
Yeah,
so did I.
Some of that was in 2020.
So did I.
Not all of it, but some of it was.
And yet that was suppressed. That information was suppressed. Who do you blame? Do you blame, which platform do you blame for removing it and deleting it? Because it's not there anymore. They deleted so much video from January 6th on these different platforms.
We won't even say the platforms.
No, I won't do that.
Some of them did.
Yes.
There's absolutely no doubt. And they re-edited. I mean, we saw that. That'll happen. We saw that with the interview with Michael Strahan and Damar Hamlin when Damar refused to talk about the doctors told him about his heart. We went back into the video. They started editing it and making it as if it was different, and it wasn't. They lied in their video editing. As Eric likes to say, lying by omission. But you see this now. If this doesn't make you sick, and that's why we've taken most of the first hour of our podcast to show you video, to talk about it, to talk with the attorney for the shaman, the man you see focused on Fox News last night. He's getting up this morning going, what the truck? Didn't even know it. Didn't have the video. And now he does. And guess what? We're showing it to you. Fox is showing it to you. Will local media, will national media show it to you outside of Fox? Doubtful.
Yeah, I want to reserve judgment because I don't know that Liz Cheney and Adam didn't see this, and I don't know that all the congressmen didn't see this. I don't know about the American people. Maybe the American people didn't see this.
So
I'm reserving judgment right now.
So then it would either be Nancy Pelosi or her entire committee.
Correct.
Yeah. That's because it was given to her. They had the video.
Where's the video, the additional video for Ashley Babbitt? Where's her video? Where's the video of her coming up through the hallway? Where's the video?
We need that if there
of
is
the
video.
Police officer. There's cameras in every inch of that building. There is definitely video. Where is it? Where is the video of the police officer when he shot her? Why hasn't anything been done? Why doesn't anyone talk about the death of Ashley Babbitt? No one talks about it, including us. We've talked about this shaman guy a bazillion times. What about Ashley Babbitt?
Yeah, because there's video.
That's now, and I want to see the video of Ashley Babbitt.
We had video because we had video of him from the get-go because it was this character, so to speak, walking around dressed in a different manner. That's why. That's why. And there was video of him, and he was still alive, and a case was going on where Ashley was, as you say, murdered.
She was murdered. She was absolutely murdered. There is more video online about Ashley Babbitt. It's hard to find. It is out there, but it doesn't show anything. I want people to demand to see the video of what happened to her because Shaman, it's unfortunate. He went to prison and his constitutional rights were violated. But what about Ashley Babbitt? What about her rights?
My question more than anything else is, are we too far down the road? Is the government needs to be, they should be self-accountable, in my opinion. They should be a self-fixing engine. They would be able to see this and go, we were wrong. Do they apologize for this? Do they go, yeah, we didn't see this either. This looks a lot less nefarious than Antifa blowing up government buildings. Do they self-correct? Do they apologize? Do they make this right? Or do you have Jean-Pierre, who I cannot stand?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
You're going back to thinking you live in a free country again.
I can't be as negative as you.
Freedom.
I just might. That's not my disposition.
It's not negative, Eric.
It's not my disposition.
It's not.
I'm sorry. It's not.
You guys both call me negative. I'm not negative at all. I am a realist. Yeah. And the reality of the situation is that freedom is an illusion. It's propaganda they feed us keep us in line. There is no freedom in this country. As a matter of fact, we probably have less freedom than a lot of communist countries. Kasia Staki, who also
often
listens.
With you, especially from the freedom of speech.
She's from Poland. She lived through communist Poland. She's joined us numerous times on the show. We are not a free country, Eric. That's not being negative. It's being truthful.
No,
truthful.
And the reason I ask that is because I see things like Lori Lightfoot getting voted out. I see things like school choice being introduced into our country. I do see backlash. That when I would have asked this before, do you think we'll ever see school choice? And Tabitha might have said in the old days, hell no.
I never said that.
Or you might have said something like, is it possible that Kim Gardner gets voted out of office? You're like, oh, not just no, but hell no. Well, now she's the face of the George Soros movement.
Oh, but you're putting words into my mouth that I never said.
I don't mean to.
To try to prove that I'm negative.
I don't mean to.
No, but you are. And I'm not a negative person. I'm a realist. I tell the truth. I'm not saying there aren't good things that are happening.
No, it was a joke.
Because there are good things that are happening.
It's more joking. It's more joking.
Yeah.
Thunderstorm hassle.
Most
of the time.
No, but I don't want to be thought of as a negative person because I'm not negative. I'm a realist.
I love your negativity.
Sometimes you joke. No, because sometimes you do joke about being negative. Sometimes you.
No, I don't. I am not. I think of myself.
Next time you do it,
I don't think it's a negative at all. I don't think it's a negative at all.
And I know you're not trying to be derogatory at all. But I think of myself as a very overly positive person. But
when you're drinking.
No, I'm always overly positive. But you can't be positive about a situation that's not reality. Our country is going down a very quick spiral.
That's why we have a good mix here.
And why we might
Her
have
drink's a good mix.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It is, Tabitha, and I do agree with you. And that's what's this January 6th.
I don't think you're negative.
No,
I am not negative at all.
The message,
I'm truth telling.
Like it's like this. Okay,
that's why I have a blog called Truth Tellers.
I'll try to clarify.
And I know, Eric, you're the sweetest person on the planet. I know you're not.
Hey, what's in your cup?
Derogatory.
You know that's right.
Can I have a drink?
It's roofies, so stop.
It's one of those cancel this shots.
Yeah. No, I since I've been a little kid, like 2-3 years old, I've come across as a CEO type. I come across like a guy who doesn't know why a company is failing, but I'm yet hired to walk into the boardroom and go, "Hi guys, what's going on with this once great company?" And the board of directors goes, "Well, we can't make any sales anymore. Our employees, they turn over. It's really the environment here is not a great working environment. We have a PR problem." So you put every problem on a whiteboard. And you figure out what managers who don't say we can't do this, because here's why I believe wholeheartedly, when you say you can or you can't, you're right. I am a huge believer in that. So I come across as a CEO. I want to walk into Kim Gardner's office and go, what's going on here, guys? What's the job that we're trying to do? We're trying to keep the community safe, Mr. Johnson. Well, let's do that. And you put every problem on the whiteboard and you fix it methodically. And it doesn't seem like our leadership in this country does that.
Well, that's because the door is closed, Eric, to this company called our country, the United States. The door is closed. They don't want someone like you or me or anyone else coming in and say, this is what you're doing right. This is what you're doing wrong. They don't care what you think, because you know what? We are all just collateral damage.
Yes, Eric, you know you described yourself as?
What's that?
Michael J. Fox in the late 80s movie, The Secret of My Success.
You know
gosh.
Right. Do you ever remember that, Tabitha?
I do.
No.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't remember that movie?
I don't remember the movie.
You're in the movie
Night Ranger
industry?
had a song
Not
in that movie.
not in the 80s. I was like
That's
a kid.
right. Oh, it was a great
You were
song.
not a kid.
In the 80s, I was a kid.
What was the Night Ranger
And
song?
so were
That
you.
was a
It was
great song.
The Secret of My Success was written by Night Ranger.
Live it.
Yeah. So go ahead and sing
Love
a little
it.
bit for me, Scott.
Love it, love it, love it,
But
love it.
but I'm serious about that. But when Tabitha says, Eric, that will never happen.
Because it won't. It won't happen.
I don't look at you as
it
negative.
will not happen. This
I don't
country's
look
not
at you
looking
as
for
negative.
answers.
It's
want
like,
tranquilizer
what
darts to shoot
just
criminals.
makes that little
That was a terrific
ant
impression.
think he can move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes.
The government is not looking for solutions. That's the problem. If
Oh,
they were
my
looking for
God.
solutions, Donald Trump would still be our president.
Yeah.
All right. This is cancelthisshow.com. Scotty Gherkin, Eric
I
Johnson.
think I can.
Tabitha
Remember that? The
Hassel.
little
I
engine
do.
that
I
could?
thought about that when I woke up this morning after
The little
sleeping for
engine
2
that
hours.
could.
After sleeping for 2 hours. Why'd you only get 2 hours of
I
sleep?
had to work in Springfield, Missouri last night. I was driving all night long
my God.
to come in and be negative all morning.
Not negative.
Thunderstorm.
That wasn't the right word.
Your
That's
Tabitha-
not the right
I
word.
I know,
Thunderstorm
Eric.
Hassel.
I know that you mean everything in a positive
Maybe
way.
we do, but you do
And
need,
Even if
but-
it sounds
No,
negative.
listen, you do need.
Maybe you're the negative one, not me.
You know that's right. I am the negative one.
Hey guys, you won't. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break here, but I'm telling you, will not want to miss this. This content today is overwhelmingly one of our best. Have you seen the Hershey's commercial, the transgender commercial? Jeremy's chocolate.
That took me a second.
400,000 chocolate bars sold as they kind of mocked this Hershey transgender commercial. You will not want to miss it. We'll talk about that. Also, can't miss video of a Mama Bear, going in to go after the principal of a school who made her daughter take off her MAGA shirt and was taking pictures of her. You can't make this stuff up. We'll get to that. Plus, we are now at a stage, Eric, where you've got Soros-backed organizations' presidents saying, yeah, maybe we've taken it too far.
What?
Right here on cancelthisshow.com. We're going to take a quick break. Scotty Gherkin, Eric Johnson, Tabitha Hassel. I'm Vic Faust. And remember, check out our sponsors page, cancelthisshow.com. All the sponsors who are jumping in with Cancel This to be a part of this. If you need any of their products, please call them, contact them, see if they can help you. Let them know you heard about them on Cancel This. Back right after this.
This is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local athletes to injured workers and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com, DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
You've waited, and now it's here. The unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
White Glove Exotic Services is St. Louis's first concierge vehicle service center. Alex David's team is passionate, certified technicians. They have industry-leading tools and equipment. They do it all. They pick up and deliver your car, hands-free. Plus, they have elite detailing service, customized PPF wraps and tinting, and inspection and titling assistance. White Glove also specializes in logistics and storing options, vehicle listings, and consignment. White Glove Exotic Services. Check them out at cancelthisshow.com. Kathy Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with EXP, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. Hey guys, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. As always, share the show. Let people know. All you have to do is go to cancelthisshow.com. Hey, how can I listen to you? I was asked that last night in the St. Louis area. A couple thousand people at a basketball game. Several people. Hey, literally 4 or 5 people. How can I listen to you? It's easy. Cancelthisshow.com. Oh, really? That's it? And you're live? Yeah. And you can watch us all day, because as soon as we get done, the show's saved, the video aspect, and then we edit. Scotty puts his magic touches, and it goes straight to audio as well. So you can take your audio podcast on the go with you as well. Scotty Gherkin, Eric Johnson, Tab of the Hassle. I'm Vic Faust. As always, please like, subscribe, jump in and check out the platforms. Like and subscribe them all. You help when you subscribe to them all as well. Appreciate you jumping in. Thanks again for checking out those sponsors as well. We spent the whole first hour, talked with Al Watkins, the attorney for the shaman, Jacob Chansley. We showed you a video that Tucker Carlson released last night. We told you Elon Musk came out against the January 6th committee, that it was shameful what they did. Nancy Pelosi, all involved, withholding that video. That video just wasn't uncovered. That video was turned over to Kevin McCarthy. He sent the video. Once again, we spent an hour on that. And there are so many other topics to get into today as we welcome people back into the show. Okay, during this hour, we're going to cover video of a mom going into a school to find out why they were abusing her daughter because she was wearing a MAGA shirt. That's it. That is it. Soros-backed organization president saying, yeah, maybe we've gone too far in backing these prosecutors. Eric, of course, sent us a video, or excuse me, the story of Kim Gardner. We're going to get to that. But you've got to see, and this is comical. I'm sorry, it is. It's comical. If you've seen the Jeremy Razors commercials making fun of woke agendas, this guy and his company, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, against anything woke. Well, last week on Women's Day, Hershey's came out with a transgender commercial promoting women, literally promoting at a bar with pronouns. Well, here's Jeremy's take on his new chocolate bar. And let me tell you this before you get into it. Within the first couple days, he sold 400,000 chocolate bars. Check out the commercial.
International Women's Day is upon us again. And I love an international woman. But our friends over at Hershey's, they don't even know what a woman is. They've hired a biological male to be the spokesperson for their Women's Day campaign. And they're calling that campaign, and I swear I'm not making this up, Hershey. Hershey. It's humiliating. And it's the reason that I'm launching Jeremy's chocolate. We have two kinds. She, her, and he, him. One of them's got nuts.
Yep.
If you need me to tell you which one it is,
Nuts.
keep giving your money to Hershey's. But if you're tired of giving your money to woke corporations that hate you, and you're looking for a delicious chocolate bar from a company that actually wants your business, head over to IHateHershey's.com and order Jeremy's chocolate today.
Damn.
That is amazing. You have to guess which one has nuts. Keep spending your money at Hershey.
It is by far one of the best commercials I have ever seen. That man is a genius. He reminds me of Eric. Eric, yes, I'm giving you that compliment. And that's how you sell 400,000
That's how you
chocolate
sell
bars.
chocolate bars.
It's a testimony to the
company,
majority.
How do you get a company to make chocolate for you in 2 days?
Exactly.
In 2 days.
They ran out. They're trying to figure out more right now.
Well, I'm sure they already had some made, and I'm sure they continue to make it. But think about the testimony that is to what we say so often here, that we are the majority. We are the people spending the money.
Tabitha, speak it, preach.
And people companies want to minimalize us, and they don't market to us. They market to the 2% on the very far left. But guess what? We're the ones spending the money, and we just proved it.
Oh my God, it's at their own peril, and I think that we're in. I don't know, because as soon as I say,
you say at their own peril,
at their own peril, yeah.
How could that be at their own peril?
Woke corporations, Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's doing. Who knew Hershey, Pennsylvania would be in the woke culture?
Hershey's chocolate sucks.
Well, it used to be good. People used to like it.
It's good.
What's good about it? What Hershey's product is good?
I don't like it after I saw the commercial.
But I'm talking about the taste. What Hershey's product actually tastes good? I'd be very curious.
Well,
to know.
isn't the original?
I think it tastes like trash.
The little Hershey Kisses are fine.
Hershey Kisses are fine.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. It's just chocolate.
Is there a chocolate that you like?
Lots of good chocolate out there, and none of it's Hershey's. I'm going to go buy some Jeremy's.
Okay, there you go.
But no, Dove chocolate's better than Hershey's. Yeah. What is that other?
Godiva?
Godiva's 1,000 times better than Hershey's. Of course. There's some good chocolate out there. Hershey's is the dollar store chocolate, the penny chocolate.
Well, see, I like it, but I'm done with them.
It's American heritage. It's American heritage. It's a brand.
Well, you know what else is going on with American heritage right now?
What's that?
It's being destroyed by all of these woke.
Well, it is.
Look at Aunt Jemima pancakes. That's an American tradition, isn't it?
But
not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you could put a lot of companies on the board as far
Scotty,
as
I'm being asked. Somebody came in back from break. Apparently, I got to the video. I was told Dove. Dove went woke as well.
Did they really?
I'm just telling you, I agree with Eric. There's a changing. It's taking some time. But they asked to see Jeremy's commercial again. And once again, to set the stage, if you're coming back from break, Hershey's came out with a transgender person. I got to make sure I'm saying this all correctly. You have to say transgender people and a transgender person to be respectful, as the Hershey spokesperson for their International Women's Day. Well, so Jeremy, put a spin on it.
International Women's Day is upon us again, and I love an international woman. But our friends over at Hershey's, they don't even know what a woman is. They've hired a biological male to be the spokesperson for their Women's Day campaign. And they're calling that campaign, and I swear I'm not making this up, Hershey. Hershey. It's humiliating. And it's the reason that I'm launching Jeremy's chocolate. We have two kinds. She, her, and he, him. One of them's got nuts. If you need me to tell you which one it is, keep giving your money to Hershey's. But if you're tired of giving your money to woke corporations that hate you, and you're looking for a delicious chocolate bar from a company that actually wants your business, head over to IHateHershey's.com and order Jeremy's chocolate today. Wow. International Women's Day is upon us.
Wow. He's the guy that did the Jeremy's razors, right? Yeah. Against Harry's, right?
Yeah.
And they made a fortune doing that.
Yes, the guy,
and he did a commercial just like that for the razor.
He's brilliant. The guy is awesome.
All he has to do is, I want to work for him. Yeah. All you do is sit in a room all day and you just pick off these woke corporations.
Eric, you are him.
No, I'm not him. This guy.
No, we got a big old whiteboard here, and you know what? We could use the money.
Yeah,
so let's get to work.
We got a lot of expenses around here.
I'm just saying, you just pick these things off one at a time. Land O'Lakes, apparently someone on the chat line said they took the Indian off. What? How how do you, I mean, it's like the woke culture.
But it all
needs
depends
to
on
die a very vicious death.
It
does.
I'm telling you, it's on its way. And this show was part of that, where people could actually go out and speak and be honest and not be afraid. And now you see more and more corporations and people and companies fighting back than ever before. I don't think it's gone, and it's not going anywhere soon. I mean,
look, I think woke culture. Here's the problem. And
then I got to
Scotty,
tell you a story from
Scotty
last
can
night.
vouch for me on this one. I see similarities between woke culture and Nirvana. Now, let me explain.
Please do.
Woke culture.
Why did you ask?
Here it comes, people.
I'll tell you what.
All right.
Woke culture is a fad. It is started by younger people that have iPads and whatevers, and they started this thing, and they made it very popular, attacking companies and people and canceling them. And it was fun. It
kind of started with BLM.
Yeah, it could have started with BLM. Could have started with Michael Brown. You don't know where it actually started, but it was taking over society, kind of like Nirvana did back in the 90s. Nirvana destroyed every hair band that came before it. But ultimately, people could only take so much of that negativity with Kurt Cobain and the entire grunge attitude. And then the people spoke up, and they wanted happy pop music. And here comes Britney Spears, and the world was saved. I did it again. I think that woke madness, people have just had enough. That there are too many faces against the woke culture. David Chappelle, Chris Rock now, Bill Maher, who is a big advocate for liberal causes.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're starting to see people look at Kim Gardner's of the world and go, had enough of this. Even the damn George Soros people are saying, yeah, we went too far with this.
Well, Jeremy has become a superstar, and there are many people, still Americans, who have no idea who he is. But that commercial, the more you put it out, the more you talk about it, the more popular it gets. And to sell 400,000 chocolate bars in a few days,
do the math,
it is a sign, as Tabitha said. It is a sign. There is pushback. There is backlash. There are people who feel as if you do. You are in the majority. Don't let the small, loud, squeaky wheel get all the grease. Get out there. Don't be afraid. Talk to people.
Yeah.
And of course, share what you have.
Yeah.
Always polite, but persistent, because that commercial is absolutely amazing. Last night,
brilliant.
On the heels of that, I hadn't been in a high school in a while. So I was in high school. I went to the bathroom. I was in we're a show based out of the St. Louis, Missouri area, but we have national topics. I was at Eureka High School. I went to go use the bathroom, and there were people standing in line to go into the transgender bathroom, but there was also a male bathroom and a female bathroom. And I know we've talked about this before, but I went, oh, okay, there it is. There's two people, and they look, and I didn't want to make a scene, but it looked like they were females waiting to use the transgender bathroom. There were no lines from the female or the male bathrooms. So
if I was a transgender, I would be almost offended that you're
huh?
asking me to go into a transgender bathroom. Isn't the point to be able to go into
it literally said
bathroom?
Transgender boys.
What school
girls.
is this?
Eureka High School.
Eureka High School.
In the St. Louis area.
So the sign actually said transgender.
And it didn't say transgender people. It just said transgender boys, girls.
I've been
left,
seeing
right and center.
I've been seeing more of those signs lately at public places, because I travel around. I work at these different venues, and I'm starting to see a lot of those types of signs.
Transgenderism is
so it made me think about that in regard to this whole Jeremy's take on Hershey trying to be woke, trying to get attention, trying to put a chocolate bar out there, focusing on a Women's Day with a transgender person.
Yeah.
Go to Hurricanes Bar and Grill, Collinsville, Illinois.
Okay.
They make it very simple. They have one door that says any, one door that says Audi, and you can choose your pick. And that's it.
Well, this isn't a high school, though. High school kids are going through something right now. And did they build a new bathroom right in the middle of
yeah,
it?
I don't know. It was interesting because you walk in to your high school. The transgender room is the first one on the left. Then you continue down the hall. Then it's almost like it used to be, like maybe a custodial closet. Make sense? Yeah, it almost looks like it would have had to have been built, because then you continue down the hall a couple more steps to the left. was the girls, to the right was the guys.
And was it all younger people going into the transgender?
Yeah, they were high school girls, no doubt. Younger.
Were they? Did they look transgender?
Like, their backs were to me. I have no idea.
They were probably just going in there because it's more private. It's probably a single stall bathroom where they can all go in there and talk and put their makeup on and hang
Lizzie
out.
just said that high schools push it on transgenderism on
you
confused
have to.
teens. And that's where, when you have Hershey come out and run a commercial like that, it's like, wait a second, what's going on? And that's where kids get, okay, well, maybe this is good. Maybe this is bad because they're very impressionable, which is why parents have a massive, massive, massive duty. And it's more difficult to be parents in 2023 than it was in 1983.
But this is also about government funding, because we already know the Biden, like we talked about yesterday, the Biden administration, if you want your Title IX funding, you have to offer these alternative arrangements for children in the schools. You have to have transgender bathrooms. You have to have all gender bathrooms. You can choose between those, but you have to have an alternative for these kids.
Let me ask Vic this. Did they look emo or did they look normal?
I just saw the back. I only saw the backs of the heads, Eric. I didn't want
Don't you kind of feel like this is kind of the emo movement in high schools?
Emo, no.
Do you know what emo is?
Yeah, but
Scotty, do you know what emo is?
Yeah, I don't feel that way.
You don't feel like it's the kids that are.
But I'm not in there all the time, man. I was there to watch a basketball game.
It's like in schools, probably since the history of schools, there's been a section of kids that felt down, dark, depressed, that just kind of hung out with themselves. They hated the whole. They always dressed very dark. I just wonder if this is an extension of that kind of that feeling.
Acceptance,
something like that. Yeah,
community. Are you talking about like it's trending, like it's trendy or something?
Not trendy. It's that they're depressed. That you ever see The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Well, who was the girl that was so depressed at the Ali
Sheedy?
Her,
maybe.
I don't know.
They don't feel
I don't
like
think
they
so.
fit into anything.
I don't think so. No. Taking puberty
they
blockers.
Just need an athlete to date. That's all.
Yeah, but, that only happens in The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but because I have a friend, and I'll have him on the show. He's one, and I hope.
Please get him on, whoever he is.
His name is Tay, but he's now changed his name to Echo, and he is going through the transgender process.
Okay.
And he's had some emotional problems over the years, almost to the point of suicide. I guess I can say that, hopefully, because I can't wait to get him on the show, and I'm kind of proud of him. He's going through this thing, and I'm telling you right now, in the effort of being fair across the board, his life seems to be turning happier, more accepting. He seems to be able to deal with his problems better. And I looked at him the other night, and I was going, "I'm happy for you, man. Good job." And I'm wondering if there's a way to rectify all this nuttiness that's going on in the world with maybe something that's actually out there. People that do want to change their, sexual orientation that can become happy doing this. You know what I mean? Now, in schools, I think it's a different thing altogether. I don't think it's the school's place to do it, but I don't want to dismiss the whole thing altogether as well, because I see it face to face.
Yeah, I get it. It's just one of those things. The Hershey bar brought it full circle, she, and they thought it was cute. They thought it was woke, and there you go. But it's an ongoing battle that's happening in the school.
It is. The woke stuff has got to stop.
Scotty, we'll flip. Okay, we gave that some time. You got to check out this video. Scotty, I'm glad you sent this in because I had not seen it. Has anybody seen this video of a mom who literally went into school? You'll hear the video here, all because of a MAGA shirt. Are MAGA shirts not allowed in high schools or grade schools anymore?
I don't believe they are.
And why? Would a Joe Biden shirt be allowed? Well, we'll show you the video here. What do you think of this?
I do. Let me see the flag. Hi, Mom. Hi. Tori, come on. This is the wrong mom. Oh, Mom. Sorry. Hi, Mom. Wrong mom. Told that she had to take her sweatshirt off. No. And the police officer was taking pictures of her. Yep. Why were you taking pictures of my daughter?
No. Here, hold on. Answer my directions. Come on, here, we'll take it. We'll take this.
No, they don't have to leave the property because.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
You don't know what's talking about.
Wait till she gets here.
If you're not gonna relax.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go. Take her and go.
You asked my daughter to leave the campus today?
I did not.
Who did?
The police officer.
Why?
Because they had this flag we didn't want. Look it, ma'am. I'm not gonna put up with this stuff.
I'm not going to put up with it either. You're not allowed to tell my daughter to leave the school because
school was over. It's a principal. Yeah. You can take her and go. Yes, he can. Yes, I can.
So you're going to tell me that you're going to ask my daughter to leave school because she was wearing a Make America Great Again sweatshirt?
Nope, that's not what happened.
That is what happened.
It's the Trump flag.
Then why is she being asked to leave? She's not the one that had the Trump flag, and even if she did, why can't she have a flag on America Day for school
Because
that
it's
says
not-
Make America Great Again?
Because to carry a flag around is not good use of the flag. It's disrespectful.
To carry a flag around?
Go read the etiquette. And I have a kid in the Army.
I have a kid in the military.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
So, you can leave.
I'm not leaving without figuring out why she's in trouble for this.
She's not in trouble.
No, she wasn't in trouble.
She's the one that called you because they took a picture of her because she wouldn't leave.
And why did they take a picture of her?
Because she wouldn't leave.
She's a minor. If they're going to take a picture of her from the school, I should have been called.
No, you don't. No, you're wrong. You are wrong. Where are you kidding
please leave? I talked to a Phoenix police officer on the way here.
No, you don't know what he's talking about. You need to go. It's school. Go. Now.
You're a jerk.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. You're just difficult.
I'm difficult?
You are?
No, you don't get to talk to my daughter the way that you are.
You're not back on campus. Yeah, we're trespassing.
Oh my gosh. My kids go to school here.
Doesn't matter, I can trespass you.
Okay. Because my daughter wore a Make America Great shirt?
No.
Let me see the flag. Let me see the flag. This isn't even an American flag.
This is a Trump flag.
Yeah, can you hold it for a second? The news wants to hear about this. And you're not allowed to have that flag on campus?
It wasn't even a campus instruction.
Was it America Day though? Did you guys make it America Day?
For American flag. You need to go.
It was American Flag Day. It was American Flag Day.
It wasn't American.
My daughter is in trouble and I'm not allowed to come to school.
Nope. You've been trespassed from the principal. You are not allowed on campus. You come in, you get allowed. Bye.
So disturbing.
Okay.
So there are freedom of
There you
speech
get
rights
that
in
whole
school.
situation that's going on. I've got so many thoughts, emotions, things that are going on.
But yeah, you can have a gay pride flag, a BLM flag. All these are allowed in the school.
I don't know. Eric, Tabitha, who wants to jump in on this first?
Tabitha.
Well, I mean, I think the feeling is obvious. My blood is boiling, like so many of the other listeners. But here's the thing. Let's look at this from an objectionable point. It was, what was it, Flag Day or America Day?
Still trying to figure that out.
If it was an Obama flag, would they have felt differently? Or if it was an American flag, would they have felt differently?
You just fell into the conversation trap.
How's that the conversation trap? Aren't we all asking ourselves that?
It's
Is it because it was a Trump flag?
It's the never-ending circle of rhetorical question.
When did it become?
If it was a Obama flag, if it was a Biden flag, you just lost the battle.
No,
that's not the right way to handle.
Everyone's asking the same question.
You
Eric.
can, but it won't matter.
And why is it wrong to walk around with a flag? We see veterans carry flags up and down the streets walking all the time. Why is that a bad thing? Am I missing something here?
Yes, you are missing something because it is going against the agenda of a strong soccer mom culture that this should be, is against transgenderism, is against CRT.
That's not the soccer moms today. The soccer moms today are the parents of that are supporting the soccer moms, Eric, are the woke people today.
At some point, if this is true, what you say, okay, I'm going to look at you right now.
I would have gone to prison if I were this mom.
That was Perry High School,
but I have
in Arizona.
Here's the deal. If what Tabitha, so you're saying to me that the soccer moms are the ones that trump?
Well, soccer moms, I'm sure are divided,
they're not,
but there are so many parents these days who are the woke parents. The soccer moms of the 90s are not the soccer moms of today.
Maybe that's right. Maybe we're in an alternate reality. But if that's the truth, let me just say this. If 80% of the people that go to high school and 80% of their parents that go to high school support taking flags down or support BLM flags in there or support CRT, there's going to be a day when no matter what you say on this show or on any blog, it matters because the people have spoken. I always thought like you, Tab. I was like, oh my God, wait till the soccer moms get involved with this. They'll go nuts. They'll take back America. Where's Drew? I was wrong. That's where I'm with Tabitha. If the soccer moms and the soccer dads and the true red-blooded Americans don't start to get at it, they will lose the battle. It seems to me like that we might be the minority here.
How can you win the battle in a situation like this when you even have the police officer threatening to arrest this woman for
we
trespassing?
Might be the minority here. I don't know why a cop.
That was a suburb of Mesa, Arizona.
And it probably depends on.
I don't know why a cop would side with a school like this. I don't understand that myself. But it does seem like the local law enforcement, in a lot of videos that I've been watching, have been siding with a lot of this ideology. And that's a
well, a lot of time it starts with the principal, and it starts with the officer, the security officer, and then they say, well, we have a school protocol that we have to follow. When we follow our protocol, this is what we do because we're worried about lawsuits. But I'm telling you, and it all starts with teachers unions. We already know that. This is a public high school, and anything can happen.
What if the flag said Reagan? I mean, Donald Trump legitimately was our president for 4 years. Why can't you have a flag that says our president's name on it? What if it was Ronald Reagan? What if it was George Washington?
Again,
this is all about Trump.
Anytime, if I ever hear this again, if I ever hear the juxt comparison to it, if this was an Obama flag, it would be. If I hear that one more time, I'm literally going to slam my head into that wall over there. I don't care about that dumb.
What if it was a BLM flag, Eric?
Yeah, we all get it. If it was this, it would be
good
okay.
Point, Tabitha.
The double standard is fine. To me, again, I get back to how do you fix it? Here's how you fix it. Okay, thank you for your time. My tax dollars are going to be ripped out of this school, and I'm telling you what, I'm going to find a private school, and my daughter is going to be kicking ass in 10 years, whereas these kids are going to be on the bottom of the food chain as far as education goes. Bye. Nice to meet. That's the only way that you can have these conversations anymore. I understand you won't let me have a Trump flag in here. You'll let me have an Obama flag. Bye-bye. As a matter of fact, I told a story yesterday about a mom who took her kids out of school. I won't say the school anymore because I don't know if I haven't verified my sources, but they left a $600,000 house to move 20 minutes to the west. True damn story.
But
you want to talk about a soccer mom? Do you want to talk about a soccer mom?
We've gone through this a million times.
We've gone exactly.
I don't care. That is a fallacious argument. If you're pissed off enough in the world, you'll move.
Can't how Eric?
If you have murder hornets outside of your little shack that you live in and you don't have any money, you'll figure a way to get out of the house with the murder hornets. So that's a fallacious argument.
Do we have a cancel this shirt? I got a meeting at school tomorrow that I would love to wear cancel this to.
Working on it.
I will draw it if I have to.
So that's awesome.
So here's the deal. We got to stop with if it was an Obama flag or if it was a BLM flag, who cares?
What should you say then?
You should say nothing. You should make this. You're in an era where you understand what's going on, that the education establishment is against you. If you were to bring in a Second Amendment T-shirt, Tabitha, you'd probably have to take it off. If you to bring in a Make America Great T-shirt, you'd probably have to take it off. You are in a position where we get it. If you're on this side, you're fine. If you're on this side, you're not. You need to now take action and just live your life.
And that's where we disagree. Your action is to pick up and run. Mm-hmm. My action is to fight back. If I were this mom,
you don't have the numbers.
If I were this mom,
you don't have the numbers.
I would gather together. I would go to every school board meeting. I would have posted this on social media just like she did. Yeah. I don't pick up and run. We can't be a country of pick up and runners.
It's
we have to be a country of fight
You would have
back.
been the thorn in the tiger's toe. You would have been the thorn in the tiger's toe. You don't have the power to mess
have
with
the power.
tiger.
We do have the power. That's where you're wrong.
You're wrong. I have been waiting for it
power.
for 3 years. Guess what has not happened? There's no cavalry.
You just said now you're being negative.
No, I'm
just
not.
Earlier, look at the battles you named earlier that we're winning.
Being negative.
Look at the battles you said we're winning earlier.
No, I'm saying, they're beating themselves. Kim Gardner is literally beating herself.
This mom did the right thing. She didn't pick up and move. We can't continue to pick up and move, or we'll never win the battle.
Here's the deal.
Exactly right, Vic. They'll come to you.
If Tabitha Hassel had a kid that was going to X school district, and that X school district was not teaching Tabitha Hassel's kid reading, writing, arithmetic, extended sciences, or even literature, how to break down and dangling participles, this and that, and teaching real education, Tabitha Hassel would rip that kid out of school.
No, I wouldn't. I would fight back.
That's bad parenting.
No, it's not.
No, not necessarily.
That's not bad parenting.
If they were teaching your kid CRT and teaching your kid that you are oppressing that kid there, and that was 40% of the lessons that they were being taught, maybe I'm being a little generous, maybe 20% of the lessons, or it was kind of intertwined in everything they were being taught, you would be like, I've had enough.
Let's take me out of the equation and put the average person in. I have the means to move. I can pick up and move anywhere
you have the means to
in
move.
the country that I want to move.
Saying other people don't have the means?
No, most people don't.
Really? That is bull
We
crap.
had this whole conversation yesterday.
They do have the means.
No, most people don't.
My family was poor. My family was poor, and we moved 4 times.
You got to stay and fight for what's right, because if you continue to move.
But my point to you, Vic, is you don't have the numbers. You have maybe it's 30-70. Maybe there's 70% of.
No, that's a good point.
Maybe 70% of the parents at Parkway, whatever, think they're doing a good job. I don't have a problem. But Parkway seems to be doing a good job.
It has to start somewhere.
We have to fight back, because, Eric, they'll continue to take over the schools. They'll continue to take over our local governments. And once they do that, they'll take over our country, which is pretty much what just happened to us. We have to stand up and fight back. This mother did the right thing. She recorded it. She sent it to the media. It's gotten a lot of publicity. Hopefully people will go to these school board meetings.
Why don't you want to fight the beast?
Because the beast will beat us if we don't fight back.
The only thing that will beat this is when Governor Parsons signs a bill that says, here is a voucher, send your kid wherever you want to go to school. I don't care what means you have. If you live in Chesterfield, you don't have to go to Parkway Central. Would you like to go to a Catholic school? Would you like your kids to have a hand up? Yes, I would. Well, thank you. Now there's a competitive nature to our education system. You have to understand something, and this is brilliant. I don't fault them at all. The reason they can get away with what they are getting away with is they're a utility. There's no different than Ameren. You cannot say, Ameren, you're doing a bad job. I'm going to get another energy company.
You can.
Yeah.
Where?
You can get solar panels. There are
okay. Well, there you go.
There are alternative energy companies. If you go out and look at the old white pages, or now go do your fingers do the walking, there are alternatives.
Eric, as Glenn says, we didn't have the numbers in the Revolutionary War either.
Oh, now and see, here we go back to the Revolutionary War. There's no revolutionary. There's no revolution. There's no guns. There's
Eric,
no bear traps.
There will be a revolution.
There is U-Haul and FedEx.
But Eric, I have to tell you, yesterday you were more positive, and then I saw something happen overnight. Something happened overnight.
Look, I come from sports talk radio. I am a Monday morning quarterback. That's all I am.
No,
I sit in the stands. I sit in the stands and I watch what's happening. I am completely convinced that the soccer moms are not showing up. The ones that are with the voting, the pull the levers, they do not care about this. We are the only ones that care about this.
That's not true.
It is true.
And look at all the we just had this exact same conversation yesterday. You were here for it. Look at all the wins we've had in our local school boards. We've had, and Jamie, she said she's a soccer mom. She doesn't believe that soccer moms are the liberals. She believes that they are the patriots fighting for their kids. People are, Eric, they are fighting. But you know what? It's little battles we're winning, and all those little battles will add up. But we have to fight them.
Don't despise the small beginnings.
That's right.
Look, I was pissed off the day that Skid Row got beat out by Pearl Jam. All right, Pearl Jam screwed up my day, but I had to live with it.
I
right?
do too.
And that's the bottom line.
My language.
With the day that Green Day came in,
when you need him.
The day Green Day came in and took over, freaking Tesla, I was really not happy. But it's the nature of society is to have these trends.
But Eric,
right?
Yeah,
and you either jump on the bandwagons and deal with it, or you change. That's all there is.
There's nothing wrong with taking your kids out of public school. Take your kids out of public school. Put them in these community schooling programs. You can do all these things, but you don't have to pack up and move, because then they win.
You really do.
No, I don't think. I don't agree with you on that.
Think about this lady. She came up to me, almost sad, Vic. Almost sad.
But this Arizona woman's not leaving.
No, she's not.
She's doing the right
she's just
thing.
finding out about this. And the one yesterday was she left solely because she had to say, write your name and what is your pronoun, and that pissed her off enough to say, I can't do this for the next 10 years.
But she didn't have to pack up and move. She could have went to an alternative school program.
Really?
She didn't have to move.
Well, maybe
and she could have also went to her school board with a bunch of people and continued this fight. Because
school board's against her.
But the whole thing,
school board's against her.
That's changing.
No.
If you went to Nebraska and you went to Nebraska at football back in the 80s and said, I want to come here, but I don't want to run the wishbone,
you would have a Wentzville school board is not for that. I
disagree.
They're not. And she would know that if she talked to them, every one of them. They're not. But here's the other thing.
Man, I don't
the
know,
good thing about it is, at the end of the day, this is all about your love for your child and teaching them right and wrong, right? There is nothing more satisfying or beneficial than for your children to see you fight as a mom.
How much do you want to fight?
And as a dad,
how much do you want to fight?
To go and show, listen, this is right and this is wrong. Life is not fair and it's not going to be fair. But I have taught you what is right and what is wrong. I've tried to show you a moral compass. And your mom or your dad is going to go and continue to fight this battle to show you what's right and wrong. Because those battles, when those kids see your love for them for that, they may not understand at the moment, but they will. They will down the road, Eric. And I'm telling you,
Dude, I'm going to give you an analogy, and it's going to blow your mind. Ready?
You're ahead of your time, Eric. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to prove it.
You ready? Here's the analogy. Say your girlfriend or your husband, you love him very much, and all of a sudden you find out, oh my God, he's cheating on me with the next door neighbor. And you are at that point, you ask yourself a question, or you give them advice. Do you fight for that person, or do you say, you just cheated on me, I'm out? What kind of person are you? Are you the kind of person that wants to fight for something that is bad and negative? Or do you want to just take your bags and leave?
That's not an apples to apples comparison.
It's an apples to apples comparison. It's the same thing.
That's our problem. We don't think that's an apples.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, right? You see what I'm saying? You can either live your days fighting, or you can put together a life,
Eric,
that is good.
It's too late for peace.
Eric, the school unions are massive. They're popular. They're strong. It's a tough battle.
Are they?
It's a tough battle. But at the end of the day, your kids have to see you fighting for them. But Eric,
fighting for them is picking up and say, why are we leaving and going to Wright City?
You can't keep running. Where are you going to run to eventually?
Eric, our final topic runs right into this story so well. There are signs that things can change. I'm not saying that they're changing for sure. You even said you felt like, hey, this whole woke stuff, this whole cancel culture is taking hits. You said that yesterday.
It sure
and
is.
Guess what? To back up what you said yesterday, Eric, this shocked the freaking hell out of me that somebody actually said this. Well, the Vera Institute has been supported by $11 million over the past couple of years by none other than George Soros. That president of the Veros Group, who has given Kim Gardner money, she admitted to it, of course, on our show. She's admitted to it all over the place now, admitted that maybe they have gone too far in their agenda. George Soros-backed Vera Institute, quote, this is coming from the president of the Vera Institute, quote, maybe you sense some level of chaos. Maybe we've gone too far, and listen, you're not wrong. Eric, to get that from the president of the Veritas, that would be funny. No, the Vera Institute saying that because of all of the crap that you see these funded attorneys getting and their racial equity. I mean, you showed me the damn story, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing. This is an amazing story. Please tell me this gives you some hope.
It gives me hope that the optics of what are going on are not so I'm not saying that George Soros is by any way not evil or good or whatever it is, but it's like saying it's kind of like they put too much sugar in the batter and they see it now and they're going, man, this cake is coming out really not right. maybe they are seeing the consequences of their actions. Maybe they don't want all of society broken apart like we thought. Because I was kind of thinking George just went
Eric,
every
you said
urban
this was
area.
Coming yesterday, and we get a quote last night from this guy.
Well, you have George Soros, who is the leader. Then you have his son, who is supposedly worse. Then you have billions of dollars in a trust fund that basically funds prosecutors, right, all over the country. Now, I said the only way you can combat this, if you are a politician, is to say I am being taken on by a George Soros funded campaign. And that you have to brand George as the face of evil and the face of crime.
You guys are so naive. It's ridiculous.
Well, he is the face of crime.
These people are put in the hot seat right now. Of course, they're going to say, oh, maybe we went too far.
That's the
They
point.
don't care. They're going to say whatever they have to say. It's all theater.
It's a fair
They're
point.
trying to protect themselves because they think, oh, they're going to come after us
But did
now.
you ever really think you'd see a day where the president of a George Soros-backed institution would be saying, you're not wrong, we've gone too far in our racial equity situation and decisions?
These people don't care. They don't care. They're happy.
You didn't answer my question.
They're happy with what they've done. Do I think they would ever see it? It's all for theater. So to me, what their statement doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter to me.
So it's theater why?
It's all theater because they're in the hot seat.
Yes.
Because they have to explain why George Soros money is
Fair
going
point.
to all these different prosecutors. Now they're going to act like, oh, maybe we went too far, to give the illusion that they're going to backtrack. Things won't be so bad because they don't want their programs being removed. And if anyone knows what this program is, which we haven't even talked about, this program that these woke prosecutors like Kim Gardner are using means that when you have a violent felon criminal in front of you and you go to prosecute a case, you have to look at their criminal history and remove all of the prior convictions and then prosecute them as if this is their first criminal offense. They have destroyed our country. I'm not giving these people any leeway at all.
And I'm not, and nobody on this show is asking for leeway or plan on giving anybody leeway. What it is, though, my hope and prayer with this is that I have seen what reimagining police does in the city of St. Louis, my home city, or the city that's closest to me. And it's a failure. And it's a failure. It's not working in any city in America. And what Tabitha's talking about, the programs where I think there can be and will be forced upon these groups, if they're giving money and these DAs by their own people and constituents, is to end this idea that we need to end mass incarceration. That's what all of this starts with. Well, we got to stop mass incarceration because unfortunately, and I have worked with programs where once people go to prison, guess what? Even if they get out, they're worse. They're a disaster because we don't have the proper mental health set up and we don't have enough money going to reentry programs. If you guys want to you can go, this, that. But if you really want to talk to the issue, you got to talk to the mental health, put the money there and the reentry programs. Yes, once a person goes to prison, they do not come out better. That is a fact by like 90%. Now I'm talking truth. So what are we going to do if we want more people in prison? It's clear we got to have the deterrent. It's clear that mass incarceration programs that end are not working. So what are we going to do? Now we're getting deep into the weeds.
Why aren't they addressing the mass crime?
Who's they?
Committed. They. Our government, our prosecutors. Instead of talking about mass incarceration, we need to stop mass incarceration. How about telling a certain group of people, stop committing all these crimes, and maybe you will not be disproportionately placed into prison? How about we start there? Yeah. No one wants to talk about that.
So once we arrest them and put them in jail, then what happens?
You leave them there. You throw away the key.
We need reform. There's no question we need reform. Prison turns you put somebody in prison, they come out a much worse person.
St. Peter's police has a case of crime coming from St. Louis, apparently, of a lady getting shot in the face at Schnucks Supermarket 2 days ago in an area where there was zero crime. In an area where there was people who valued peace and law-abiding citizens. Now the crime comes to you. That is a signal to the St. Peter's Police Department. It better be a shock and awe campaign to find these guys. It better be a shock and awe campaign to prosecute these guys. Because if they don't, Tabitha, like you just said, they will come back and they will want more.
What about forced sterilization? How about we start there?
That went down a path.
Sterilization.
Let's just nip the problem in the bud.
What are you talking with one crime?
I'm talking about, look at all of the problems we have in this country. It's because people are having children that shouldn't have children.
Oh my God.
They can't raise children properly and their children go out and they commit all these crimes. We have moms and dads in this country who have children. You need a license for everything in this country but having children. You need a class for everything but having children. Anybody can populate the world with all these children who are going out and committing crimes and having abortions and doing all. How about they just can't have children to begin with? Let's just nip it in the bud.
Somebody on a Kurt said, wait till all these HUD apartments start filling up. That's another thing I think communities need to do, and I don't think it should be unconstitutional. If you have a criminal record, if it's violence.
How about let's pass out condoms, Eric? Birth control.
I don't even know where that one's going.
We're trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem
stop crime.
we already have. How about
crime.
we stop it from the beginning instead of putting a Band-Aid
My
on it?
thing is this.
Are we just going to let...
There's kids that come out of those situations that turn out to be great and
Yes,
know that their parents are.
And guess what, Tabitha? I'm one of them. So my mom was 7.
I'm not talking about poverty. I'm talking about people who want to have children should have to take a class on parenting. They should have to have some ability to prove that they can take care of children.
And everybody who gets married should do marriage classes before they get married.
So
yeah, it sounds
here's
nice.
the deal. Well, you know what? I can understand Tabitha's passion towards this. I don't think that's the answer, Tabitha.
I don't think it's the answer either. But I'm being dramatic because we have to do something.
Well, I was having a meltdown last. I usually don't text in that group text, right? And last night, Tucker and Hannity, they were on it. There was so much information in 2 hours of news last night that blew my mind. We're in trouble. Period.
What do you mean?
Trouble.
What do you mean?
Big trouble.
What do you mean?
The country is in trouble.
Big trouble.
There is we're at a point of no return at this point.
Fair, 100%.
And it's scary.
And that's another
and
reason
it really
why this
hit
show
me
was
last
born.
night. It hit me last night, and that's why I was texting on that because I usually don't.
Yeah,
I
you're
kinda
not
just
usually
look,
on there.
I just kind of look at it, and I literally sat there and I'm like,
Tabitha and Lizzie will have 50 messages on there in a matter of 5 minutes.
There's no way I can read through all of them. And I was like, this is incredible. Like just watching what was coming out.
How do we solve it? I mean, that's how do we solve it?
Which specific?
I don't think it's condoms or sterilization.
I don't either. I'm just kidding and being dramatic. But I don't believe in forced sterilization. But we have to come up with a plan from the beginning. We can't keep putting Band-Aids on things. And that's what we can't just send everybody to prison. We can't just, I don't even know where to go. So I think we just need to burn the whole country down and start over. How about that? Let's vote for that nuclear war.
And that went way past sterilization, didn't it?
I mean, but you know what? You almost feel like last night, I really feel like that's where it's going.
Nuclear war?
They're saying there's no war going on. Are you kidding me?
We are in a war.
We're at war with ourselves.
Yes.
Not even counting what else is going on in the world.
Yeah.
And we have no control over any of it.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the truth, so it doesn't matter.
We'll never.
So what the hell are we doing?
Truth.
But I think that part of their plan is for us to be bickering on podcasts like this. I do. I have a feeling that
we're not bickering.
I have a
we're solving world problems.
We're not bickering at
solving
all.
anything. First of all, we're not.
We are. We're planting seeds.
No, we're not solving anything. We are identifying problems that we perceive as problems. I do feel like
we do educate a lot, Eric.
Yeah, I know, but I do feel like that we play right into the hands. Like Scotty said, holy crap, this is brutal. We're falling right into the hands of the only way you can kill the United States is by dividing it. And guess what?
Are we not supposed to do shows like this?
No,
Thank you.
That's
what I'm saying.
You're right. We are supposed to do shows like this, but I feel like no matter what we do, we're in this bizarre puzzle. And the puzzle, every time we do something, it's like we're falling into their hands. It's like, okay, there's going to be podcasts coming out and they're going to talk about it and they're going to divide and the certain group are going to follow what those podcasters say. And then the other certain group of people will follow what the liberal podcasters say, and it will divide even more. You know what I mean? We're not on this show talking about how to bring us all together. We're talking on this show about identifying problems and how to leave high schools or go fight high schools.
We all have our own,
every day we try to talk about how bring people together. Every single day we talk. You have to identify the problem. You educate. You give your opinions on what can be done, and then you move forward. The problem with any sort of quote moving forward and working together, it takes all sides, Eric. You have to have all sides for something to work.
Yeah. I do think so. What was the old saying?
You want everything packaged.
A house divided will never stand.
And,
that's Lincoln, right? Lincoln. Well, a house divided will never stand, and that's
what
exactly what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
But Eric, you also now have It's whoever there is. I don't know who's there.
Biden.
He's
I'll
smart
say it
enough.
right now. It's Biden because he's calling half of the United States racist. He's calling us white supremacists. He's calling half the. He's not saying come on team. We got those. That is our adversary over there. We should be a team. I've been on many football teams where guys in the locker room should not be hanging out together, but when they got on the field, boom, they were a badass football team. That's what's going on here. It's like the coach
rainbows and sunshine.
It's like a coach walking in the locker room and going, some of you guys are racist, and some of you guys don't really work out hard enough, and it divides the mentality, the morale. Well, you're never going to win a game like that. A coach brings everybody together.
Which is why what Scott says is so true.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Eric, we're at a point of almost no return.
Exactly.
That's why we need a Christian revolution. It truly is the only thing that's going to save this country, in my opinion.
I agree with you, Tab.
It is the only thing that is going to save our world. We have to turn things
but
around.
Tabitha,
We've gone down a path of no return.
You're right. Here's why that's not going to happen. And I wish that it will. And I'm all for it. Break down America. Is America really a Christian country anymore? And think about this.
I think so.
And
when
here's
it
why.
has to be.
Here, I agree with you both on that. Break down America and who we really are. We have so many influences from multiple other countries with people who come in with different ideas, with different faith backgrounds, with different ideas of what they should and shouldn't be doing, keeping their own culture here in America and growing their own cultures. The melting pot, guess what? The melting pot is getting bigger and stronger, and each individual community is doing their own thing, and each individual community is getting bigger and bigger. All you have to do is travel the country and you'll see it. You don't see it as much in the St. Louis area or Missouri, but you do all over the place. California, Florida, New York. I'm telling you, Minneapolis. It's
You're right.
Such a melting pot where everybody's doing their own thing, and they're going to continue to because everybody came here for the quote American dream.
You're right. I never said it would be easy. It won't be easy. In fact, nothing good ever is easy. I think it's possible.
No.
I think it's possible, but I think it'll be a hard battle to win. But you know what? We have to try, because think of all the things we talk about in this show every single day. Almost every single one of them can be solved through faith, through Christianity, and it just doesn't happen. But we have to continue the fight. We have to continue
I
the
love
battle.
to hear you talk like this.
Because it is
great.
Look around, look what's happening all
starting to agree with
across
you.
the world.
I'm
All
a-
across the world.
Yes, Eric.
We've converted him.
I think Tabitha
been
and
converted.
Drew
We need the Rocky music.
Tabitha and Drew Collins were correct. We are doomed.
Well, we are doomed. But did you see, where was the country that I shared the post on my personal Facebook page, and it was a country, I just can't, was it Brazil? No, I don't think it was. There was a country, Nicaragua. That's where it was. It was Nicaragua. People, as far as the eyes could see, there had to have been millions of people out there for this. It was some type of revival, a Christian revival. And it was amazing to see. And this is happening all over the world. You know what? It's even happening in Muslim countries. And it's happening. And we have to lift that up and show it and make sure people know it's happening. Because you know what? The media wants to suppress it, don't they,
Of course
Vic?
they do.
They want to suppress
The good
it.
news is
said.
The good news is you still do have things afforded to you. You can live within your own faith. That's good. You can make yourself happy living in your own faith. Get to know Christianity. It's done wonders for me, and it's done wonders for everyone else. Number two, even though Tabitha doesn't have any faith that you can move out of your house to somewhere else, like a Florida or a Texas or somewhere else, you can put that together and you can leave.
Well, you
and
can
that
go to
could-
church. If you
and
can't
that could
pick up,
be your-
move to
and
Florida,
that
go
could
to
be
church.
your own revolution. You can have personal revolutions where you're like, I've had enough of whatever community you live in that seems to be so woke. You can move places and do your research in this country still. Now, I don't know how long that's going to be alive or how long that's going to be available to us, but you can go to a Wyoming if you've had enough. You can go to a Florida. You can go to places in this country that just subscribe to being.
If you have enough money, if you can change jobs, if many ifs
what?
to that.
You know what? I had to
Unfortunately.
get to know.
But you can go to
Juneau.
church, Eric.
I had to get to Juneau, Alaska one time. I had no money. I think I had $20.
But you weren't
And
taking
guess
your
what
kids or
happened?
family with you. You
Guess
went by
what happened?
yourself.
I took a bus halfway there, and then I hitchhiked the rest of the way. So there was a way to get to where I needed to go.
You didn't take your family and your kids with you. I mean, we're talking about families.
I'm
moving
telling
their
you, I
kids
had
out of
$20
schools.
and to go into the great Northwest. I went into the wilderness because I needed to get somewhere, right?
But
right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I get it, but that has absolutely nothing to do
It
with
has
what we're talking
everything
about.
to do with what we're talking
Would
about.
you get up and take your kids hitchhiking to Alaska to change schools because you want them to go to a better school?
But guys, I don't want to rain on a parade or anything, but I do have
Stop
to
raining
get
on our
this-
parades.
No. The Supreme Court just came out denying a petition from a Florida city. They wanted to toss out an atheist First Amendment lawsuit against the city over a prayer vigil. You see, here's what happened. Several atheists said that they were offended by a prayer vigil that the city hosted after a mass shooting happened that injured several children. So the politicians came together to pray for these kids who were shot in 2014. Atheists said, this is happening at City Hall. This is horrible that you're praying because we're atheists. So we're going to sue to get this stopped. Well, the city said, this is ridiculous. We're going to have this thrown out. Supreme Court said, no, you're not throwing it out. That suit will go forward.
Well, guess what? It's a good thing because then I would love to hear the arguments for and against, and hopefully they can win this thing. That's another precedence, right? If you throw something out of court, I wish I was on the phone. If you throw something out, there's no precedent. But if you hear the case and they win, then there is precedent. And this is the kind of thing that can bring prayer back in.
It's only a temporary win. You're right. It's a temporary win for atheists that don't want any prayer, even if kids are shot.
And they are the minority. Let's remember, atheists are the minority. If you took any school in this, I'm not going to say any school, most schools in this country, and you told every Christian family to send a Bible with their kids, guess what? We are the majority. We would win that argument.
The atheists claim that the religious elements of the prayer vigil were offensive and made them feel excluded. So the district court in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit Court held that the atheist had standing to sue. So the suit continues on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now that's kind of crazy in this country.
Before we get too far, did you see the headline that just broke through?
No, go ahead.
About 2 of the 4 Americans that were kidnapped.
I did see it.
In Mexico, 2 of them were found dead.
No.
Yeah, we brought the story. The other 2 do remain live, and they said that they know.
That's an act of war. If this cartel is...
I wouldn't call it an act of war.
I wouldn't call it an act of war.
Because there are many Americans who cross the border.
Should be.
I'll tell you what, if the
It should be,
cartel,
yes.
if the Congress, to Scotty's point, if the Congress was doing its job, they would basically clarify that the drug cartels in Mexico, they are terrorists, and then they could be a terrorist
But
state.
we're paying them. I mean, we're supporting the cartels. We're not going to call them terrorists.
Of course not. Never mind. Moving on to what are you getting to eat today? Anything good?
Actually,
want to go to Shake Shack? Let's go to Shake Shack after this, Vic.
You know, I've never had.
They
Shake
have new
Shack.
truffle fries
I have
and truffle
never had
cheeseburgers.
Shake Shack.
They should be a sponsor of the show. Except for they're liberals and hate us.
Okay. Guys, we appreciate you joining us for cancelthisshow.com today. Please subscribe, like, share, let people know. All you have to do to watch us live or to watch us recorded, cancelthisshow.com on a video platform, an audio platform. We have it all for you. We're already 71 episodes deep. 71 already on cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate you guys, everybody jumping in and backing the show. I'll go try some Shake Shack soon. I'll try it this weekend.
So good.
It's
surprisingly stupidly good.
And
It is.
expensive.
And high
liberal.
and the high point.
And
That's what I mean, the thunderstorm.
yeah.
That's being the thunderstorm on Eric's fun time with Shake Shack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just say no, Eric. Just say no.
They have a High Point.
They
now in
don't
St.
support
Charles.
you. Do not support
Anybody want to go to
them.
High Point? That's good.
Scotty
Have you been on their
Gherkin,
website? No thanks.
Lizzie Sparks, Eric Johnson, Tabitha Hassel. I'm Vic Faust. We appreciate you guys joining us today. Eric, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good.
I think I feel the same way Eric does. Like,
Worn out.
I'm just.
It's all right.
I mean, I'm old enough now where I could just go die on a beach somewhere. I really am.
I love it.
I was just thinking in
You're
my
not-
head.
I know, man.
That
It's like
tiki bar is not that far away.
I know,
It's a
I'm like-
hut and some alcohol.
I'm old
Let's go,
enough.
Scotty.
I'm old
ready.
enough. I think I have enough money. It's like landing a plane with no fuel. I think I have enough to get to the runway.
We are cancel this. Hey, let everybody know what we're doing. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you for another great show tomorrow. It's cancel this at cancelthisshow.com.